Hey everyone, welcome to the Velvet Room.
Hello, it's Velvet Talks this time.
Fuck, you're right.
Yeah, we always get that wrong, or he does anyways.
Hey everyone, welcome to another exciting episode of Velvet Talks. Today we're going to be talking, I know it's been a little bit since the last one, but we decided to change up the format for Gravity Falls. So obviously it's Gravity Falls.
I mean, you can tell by the thumbnail probably.
But we decided to change it up because of the way that Gravity Falls is done and the fact that there's so much of it done. We decided not to go at it episodically, but every about 10 or so episodes will, unless there's something big that happens.
Yeah, it'd be kind of crazy to do like every episode. So
and some people can do that, but I feel like it's a little it's a little cooler to kind of go through the whole thing in chunks. Except I already know in season 2 there's going to be 2 episodes we have to take out of the rest of it.
Oh, and do like individual? Okay.
Yeah, like I already know that much. And then obviously the last big chunk, which is the finale. So we watched episodes 2 through 10. Yeah.
Well, because we already did the first episode of Velvet Talks, you go check that out, I guess.
I can't remember if the last one we just finished was was episode 10 or 11. I
think 10. You said 10.
The last... God, this is such an unprofessional setup. So the last episode we just watched was the fighting game one, where you had Rumble.
That was funny.
But why don't we talk about kind of this section? I mean, there's a lot to go over, and we could go by episode and episode. But let's talk about this big chunk. You had a lot that happened. You had the wax figures. You were introduced to McGucket.
And Lil Gideon.
Pacifica.
Waddles.
Waddles, Candy, and Robbie. You're introduced to a lot of different... I want to say her name's Gertrude, but it's not.
Which character?
The larger woman.
Lazy Susan?
No. The larger girl that's with Candy. You know who I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, what's her name? Oh, I totally... You said Candy, and I always call her BMO. So I don't... It's the same voice actors.
But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that happened. You got to meet the what was it, the 16th and a half president, or
oh yeah,
or the 8th and a half. One of those.
Whichever. He was funny.
Got a big problem with this format now that I'm thinking about it. Is we watch them like so far apart from each other.
Oh yeah, we don't remember which one came before the other. But that's okay.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff.
The basic gist of like the feelings that the episode gave me stuck. So I really like the show because I hadn't seen much of the show before. I'd seen a few episodes. Like I'd seen the Waddle episode twice for whatever reason before having watched.
Yeah, because you stretched the time machine and you went back in time.
Yeah, I went back in time
and you checked that out. So what are your thoughts on this kind of chunk now that you're watching it kind of more, not episodically, but like now that you're going through it and you can watch it in order?
Yeah, it's a lot. It makes a lot more sense in order because it's so continuity heavy. Things from one episode from another episode, and if you'd seen that episode, you're like, oh, hey, there it is. So I think that's kind of cool. It means that the writers really care about the show. And I really care about the show. I like it a lot. I like the characters. Especially, I love the relationship between Dipper and Mabel. I think that is that's just siblings. It's so great. That's probably the best portrayal of siblings I've ever seen in a cartoon before.
Yeah, they're not like stereotypically hating each other for no reason.
They have like dumb little inside jokes together and they goof around. Like that's totally what siblings are. Yeah, I really do like it. I'm sure once there's like a set plot, it picks up. Because I've heard some things about like Bill and stuff like that, but I actually don't know
Mr. Bill Cipher. I can't wait for you to get to him. He's like my favorite character in the show.
Oh gosh.
These first couple episodes, all I'm gonna really say about them in terms of the context as a whole, it really is to set up the world and to set up kind of. Not in Gravity Falls, there isn't really the only ongoing real plot is
finding who wrote the book.
Finding who wrote the book, which is kind of touched on here and there, and then just watching two twins going through their summer with their Uncle Stan, which is kind of the big gist of the show. But as time goes on, there is going to be more plot. So like you said, it's kind of hard to avoid Bill Cipher, especially right now in the show.
Yeah.
Bill is such a predominant figure. You see him like throughout most of the episodes in like some way, shape, or form, like little symbols and stuff.
Yeah.
And on top of that, you will see a little bit more of Gideon. You'll see a little bit more of some of these characters, the teenagers and Seuss and all these characters. And, you know, it's kind of... But if you're looking for, like, a main thing to keep going for, it's... I feel like the show is very, like, hint-worthy. So, like, in the very first episode, you see, you know, Stan go behind the vending machine.
Yeah.
And if you and it's one of those things where it's like so you don't see it touched on again, and it kind of is put on the back burner of your mind, but it's gonna come back at some point.
Yeah. Keeps you intrigued.
Like little Gideon, same thing.
I love him. I love his voice actor.
He's in the show, and you know what is he up to? You know, what is he planning? And, you know, what's his big deal? And he comes back. Like a lot of these characters do come back at some point.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where it's like the show's very good at like every day or week or so or whatever the show's time frame is. It's just very like it's like yeah, all the both seasons are supposed to take place in one summer, so you know this is the beginning of the summer, but by July, no.
It's like the summer that never ends, like Phineas and Ferb. Another good Disney Channel cartoon.
God, I hope that... Well, the thing is, Alex Hirsch has said that season 2 is the finale. So, and the idea was that he didn't want the show to go on forever, like Phineas and Ferb.
Nice.
So, but yeah, so I'm just curious at this point. So, I'm going to go over 3 characters with you real quick, and I just kind of want some general opinions. Seuss, no. Dipper.
I don't like Seuss.
Dipper.
Dipper. He is probably my favorite character. I'm not just saying that because he's sort of the main character, but he's funny. I like him. He's wimpy, and but he's like smart and resourceful, and kind of the voice of reason, and but he does do stupid kid things, and you know that's cool. He's just, he's cool. I don't know what else to say. He's pretty average, but I do enjoy watching him. Something about him, it's like, oh, I can't stop wanting to see what his life is like.
No, it's good. That's a good main character trait to have.
Yeah.
The other main character of the show, obviously Mabel. So
I love Mabel. She's so cool. She's so sparkly and awesome. She's like everything that I want to be as a person, just so carefree and thinks so highly of themselves, and that's so good. And gosh, she's cute, and I love her voice actor. So every time I hear her talk, it's like, oh yes, so nice.
Bob's Burgers, yes.
Well, she was Jake Jr. in Adventure Time too.
Oh yeah. Oops.
Not that anyone really remembers, but
oh
you know.
No. Okay, and obviously the last one being Grunkle Stan. So someone who's kind of he's not really had a predominant kind of like you focus more on Dipper and Mabel than you do on Grunkle Stan. Mm-hmm. So,
but he is hilarious. His humor reminds me of my dad's humor, and my dad's pretty funny, I guess. But Grunkle Stan is just so cranky and salty and such an asshole, but he's so funny. The jokes that he makes are probably the funniest because they're so real, I guess. I don't know. He's just really funny.
The one that always gets me is when Mabel is trying to make it so that Grunkle Stan is like acceptable to show off and like to get him back in the game with the ladies, if you will.
Lazy Susan.
Yeah, with Lazy Susan. And it's like, all right, so this is the before and this is the after, and he's worse.
He's just so disgusting. He's just a grumpy old guy.
And he's like, can I scratch now?
Yeah. He's funny.
Oh my god. And he only gets funnier as like time goes on.
Yeah.
Grunkle Stan's probably my favorite character in the show.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that being said, I mean, this might end up being a relatively shorter Velvet Talk just because we are tackling these in chunks, and this is like kind of like the first episode was more about like understanding that this is the world that we're in. Mm-hmm. Like episodes 2 through about 10 are still that world building, like
setting up characters and people and the tone for the rest of the show. And that's fine. So it makes me look forward to what else is coming. So good.
Oh.
Nice.
Oh, the world that you're about to enter in for the rest of this season. When you meet Bill, oh.
I can't wait to meet Bill. I've heard things about him.
Yeah, you know my Mettaton voice?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is that Bill?
Inspired
cool.
by Bill, yeah.
Oh, cool.
I can't go as high as Alex Hirsch can, though.
Oh.
But yeah, so anyways, guys, yeah, it's a pretty good spot to cut off, yeah?
Yeah,
all right. So anyways, guys, next time on The Velvet Room, it's probably more Undertale, and then Friday Night Skullgirls, and then you'll meet us back here next week with something else, hopefully.
All right.
All right.
All right.